We not just had confirmation that there is some kind of underground military base in Antarctica that might have some kind of backing with extraterrestrials with some of the weaponry and capabilities of the weaponry that has come out of there. And this has come from a Raytheon contractor who's blown the whistle on some of the crazy things that are there. Now, Antarctica is a place that people have believed to be an alien base for a very, very long time. Even with the Antarctic pyramids coming out, with Buzz Aldrin confirming that there was something strange going on there. You know, it's been relentless. So, first of all, let's take a little look at a few of the things that have been coming around from Antarctica with clips like this, and this, which might actually confirm that there's something incredibly strange going on down in our South Pole. So, this clip is a supposed real UFO. We have covered it on this channel before. I've got my gripes with it, but it kind of adds to this mystery surrounding Antarctica. Now, obviously, that clip, I've got my gripes with it. I'm not 100% convinced on it, but, you know, there's no denying that there's something weird going on in Antarctica. And if you remember back to the Miami Mall incident, you might remember this video. Again, it has been shared on the channel, but just to try and help get people up to speed. The coordinates for the Bayside Mall in Miami, when you reverse the coordinates, you get a very specific location in Antarctica. And that is exactly what this lady managed to punch in and spread to the world. This video spread like absolute wildfire when the Miami Mall incident was kicking off a couple of months ago. But take a little listen, take a little look, because when you look into it real deep, that you realize that there's a bit of credibility to this. Take a look.
They put the coordinates in backwards. They reversed them. Listen, y'all, listen. The Miami incident, right? Or at the mall. I was watching one of the victims, and he said that it seemed like a portal opened up, and all of a sudden these beings just came through. So it got me thinking, well, where did they come from? Well, they had to come through a portal. So, just for shiggles, I went to Google Earth, went to the mall, got the coordinates, flip-flopped the coordinates, put that in Google Earth, and just to see where it would take me, it took me to the center of Antarctica. Do y'all remember what I was talking about, how there's an alien civilization in Antarctica living under that ice? Do y'all remember that? Because if not, let me remind you, there's supposedly a alien race living in Antarctica. And if they were trying to go to this alien base in Antarctica, they swapped the coordinates and ended up at the fucking mall in Miami. I'm tripping. Go to Google, find the coordinates for the mall, reverse the coordinates, and it will take you to Antarctica.
Now, if you don't believe me, this woman actually did do this. So now this man actually put the coordinates in the opposite direction, just like the woman was talking about in the previous video. And these are the findings that he had.
Dude, it took me right to Antarctica, man. Holy moly. And the other one's at the North Pole. How weird is that? That's not possible. Y'all got to watch all three parts. All right, as you can see, this is the Miami Mall coordinates where the aliens were. So I'm going to change the west and north to south and east. And look where it takes us. Right to Antarctica. But look, y'all know it's even more weird though? Watch this. Now I'm going to take the coordinates. I'm going to change the south and the east to like, I think it's west and north or north and west. So watch this. Here it comes. Changing that to north. Changing that to west. And look where it takes me. Right to the mall. This takes me right to the mall. Okay? So then I just change the west and north around. And look where it takes me. The North Pole. Well, technically Greenland, but dude, that is wild, man. Dude, it took me right to Antarctica.
Now that is pretty wild, and it almost completely backs up this theory that there is something in Antarctica about this underground civilization of aliens and all the rest of it. And when Buzz Aldrin went on a mission to Antarctica, it was reported by himself that there was something incredibly strange going on there. And this video literally sums it up in a nutshell. Take a look at this.
What did Buzz Aldrin see in Antarctica? Let's rewind. So in 2016, a satellite got an image of what experts believed to be a huge pyramid.
Now, this is the pyramid that I was talking to you about earlier, and because this video kind of involved it, I didn't really want to touch over it too much, but this pyramid here is a perfect square. 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers, and it is incredibly uncommon for these kind of things to be natural, so they say.
In Antarctica. Now, if this was in fact a pyramid, it would be the largest pyramid ever found on Earth. Bigger than the Great Pyramid of Giza, which was about 230 meters wide. This pyramid in Antarctica would be 2,000 meters wide. Now, apparently in 2016, Buzz Aldrin and a crew got together and went to Antarctica to explore and check out this colossal pyramid. They wanted to see it for themselves. But
this is where it gets incredibly strange, because this mission turned into a bit of a chaos. But just turned into pure chaos.
This is where it gets crazy. While on the expedition, Buzz Aldrin suffered a heart attack. He was hospitalized for days. But when he fully recovered and left the hospital, he tweeted something strange, but then quickly deleted it. It said, "We are all in danger. It is evil itself." Now, what the hell he talking about? Because I don't want to find out. Someone close to Buzz said they had a talk with him, and he said this.
Buzz did say one thing. He just said, we thought out things we shouldn't. And I went, what do you mean by that?
Come on, man. What did they find? Was it aliens, a Nephilim giant, other humans? If it is a pyramid, who built it, and what was living in it?
This is absolutely bonkers, and it's getting to the point now where in this video, the evidence is refutable. You've got Buzz Aldrin, an astronaut who went to the moon, one of the very first men on the moon, if you believe that the moon landing happened, whatever. That's besides the point of this video. But he went on this mission and thought out supposedly things that he, quote, shouldn't. And then you've got the coordinates for Miami Mall, which kind of adds into this conspiracy. And then you've got these other things going on like this. Take a look at this.
In October of 2020, a sharp-eyed investigator scans satellite images of Antarctica and comes across a site that stops author Brad Olson in his digital tracks. It's a metallic-looking object half covered in ice. Look closer. It sure seems to be a raised disc casting a shadow onto the ice. Olson thinks that as the ice melts, an alien spacecraft has emerged from where it was left thousands of years ago. But what alien would park their ride in such a hostile place?
Antarctica and Mars are both extremely sterile environments. If I were a Martian and I wanted to choose a place on Earth to live, Antarctica, it'd be the closest thing to home I could find.
In October,
Come on, as if. Then, if you're not already convinced, there has been a whistleblower that goes by the name Eric Hecker. Now, he is a contractor for the military weapons company that goes by the name Raytheon, okay? They went on a mission to the South Pole. Now, Raytheon, for anyone that doesn't know, I've got the Wikipedia page here. The Raytheon company was a major US defense contractor and industrial corporation with manufacturing concentrations in weapons and military and commercial electronics. It was previously involved in the corporate and special missions aircraft until early 2007. Raytheon was the world's largest producer of guided missiles. So they've got a huge background in military weaponry, guided missiles, and things like this. In April 2020, the Raytheon company merged with United Technologies Corporation to form Raytheon Technologies, which changed its name to RTX Corporation in 2023. Now, this company was established in 1922, reincorporated in 1928, and adopted the Raytheon company name in 1959. During 2018, the company had around 67,000 employees worldwide. Goes on to talk about other big numbered things. Anyway, there's a bit of background on Raytheon. Now, this man, Eric Hecker, he was a contractor, like I've said, for this company. They went to the South Pole to go to one of their facilities, which basically harbors some of the biggest testing weaponry that they've got. Take a little listen to what this man has to say, because this might be the final nail in the coffin.
Hello, everybody. Ladies, gentlemen, members of the press. I'm very happy that you're giving me this attention and this information attention because it needs to get out to the world. I will start, since we have to be brief. I have already given all pertinent information and supporting documentation to the Senate Intelligence Committee and AARO. They informed me that all of my...
I know it said Arrow as in A-R-R-O-W, like the pew arrow, but it means Arrow as in A-A-R-O, the corporation that looks into, not corporation, but the section that looks into these UAP findings. Anyway, moving on.
My information will be recorded for public record and shared with Congress. It is that important. In 2010, I was selected to go down to the South Pole Station in Antarctica for an entire year by Raytheon Polar Services as an employee of a third-party contractor for the National Science Foundation. I function in a dual-role capacity as a tradesman and a firefighter. My responsibilities required me to be more informed than most of my crew and offered me complete access to the facilities. What I learned from this unique experience needs to be shared with the entire world. The technology at the South Pole Station certainly can do what it is presented as its primary purposes, and unfortunately, much more. The Ice Cube neutrino detector is presented as a passive listening device for the purposes of the science as presented. But I'm going to skip right through the chase, folks. I have provided documentation that proves that the 5,160, what they call DOMs, that are embedded in the ice can actually transmit at 2,047 volts each. That gives us a long list of things to consider. It is effectively a multifaceted directed energy weapons platform that I will list rapidly a few things that it can do. Vehicle detection. We're learning that these off-world craft, on-world craft, ours or other nations, are also emitting neutrinos. So this makes the South Pole Station effectively an air traffic control station for this new level of equipment that nobody's discussing. In addition to the ability to detect neutrinos and the exotic vehicles, I have provided documentation that shows that this is also a system for faster than light communications. In the past, Gary McKinnon has hacked NASA, found the off-world fleet, the list of captains, and it's apparent that if we have faster-than-light vehicles moving throughout this system, we're going to need faster-than-light communications. This is that facility.
Now, we've spoken about this already in a previous video about, how we had communications with, back in 2019, with an alien civilization, supposedly. There was, I believe it was around 12 light years away or 11 light years away. But to avoid the speed, the road bumps of taking 11 years to transmit and then receive a message, they found a new way of delivering messages, which is a very technical thing, but it's possible.
Unfortunately, I have other bad news. The season that I was there, 2010 to 2011, we converted from construction to operations and maintenance in both the elevated station and the detector array. Unfortunately, when they first fired it up, that was when we had the earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand. There was 2 incidental shots before they were able to target it correctly. This is an earthquake generating device as well. This is the weapons of war that we have to deal with now and what Raytheon's hiding. There's an ELF system at the South Pole Station that when I arrived, I was told it was off, dismantled, and completely defunct. In my work, I will rapidly just tell you, I had to figure out the circuitry for certain other repairs, and I found that this system is in fact completely energized, up and running, and being utilized with the other systems for nefarious purposes as well. The Atmospheric Research Observatory is in what we call the clean air sector. I witnessed myself a very powerful green laser shooting out of the top of this facility into the cosmos. This, I believe, is a secondary form of long-range communications and or a defense system.
Now, these green lasers have been witnessed in places like Turkey, especially. I covered it in a very recent video as well. And you can literally see these green beams of light from different angles just kind of shooting. I thought it was from the sky down, but after reading in the comments, it definitely comes from the ground up, and then the light disperses through the clouds.
I am not saying that we need to be scared of anything that's out there, but please understand the military-industrial complex is happy to invest all of your money in alleviating their fears. A question of power comes into play for all of these facilities that are present. I assure you, I knew what was going on, I knew the load demands of the facility, and all of these new items exceed the demand for the systems that I was presented. I am doing due diligence and research. I believe there is either a secondary power supply there that is either nuclear, that was there prior to the start of the Antarctic Treaty, which prohibits such things, and or that there is some sort of exotic power supply system there that just is not in the verbiage of the treaty, so it negates the responsibility to the parties involved.
Well, if that doesn't confirm that there's something incredibly strange going on in Antarctica, I don't know what will. Is it aliens? This man didn't allude or say outright that it was aliens, but for us to have such technology and to be communicating up into space through these green light rays and all the rest of it, there's got to be something extraterrestrial going on there. And then when you add that in with all of this communication and all of this information in the previous clips that we watched today, it's impossible to deny that there's something weird. What do you make of it though? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Is there an alien base in Antarctica? Is it just a military weapons base, or is it something far graver? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. While you're down there, be sure to jump scare the hell out of that like button, subscribe if you're new, and tick on my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload. And until next time, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed. Cannot wait to see you in the next one, and I'll speak to you later. Peace.